Good afternoon, everyone. This is Bremster, and today I'm coming to you with another one of my own puzzles. I'm going to start off being for my own Bremster Unpublished playlist, but there is a good chance this one is going to hit the main channel some point pretty soon, because this puzzle is one that I've created for someone. So before I get into the rules of the puzzle, I'm going to tell a little bit of a story. So as everyone by now should know, I am a huge fan of the musical Hamilton. And with Hamilton being in my hometown at the moment of Melbourne, Australia, I've been seeing it a lot. And I have been very fortunate to get to meet some of the people who are involved with the production of the show. And one of the people I've gotten to meet is a wonderful woman by the name of Stella, who works in the lighting crew. I don't know any official terms for any of this. I'm not involved in theatre, so if I get the terms wrong, I apologise to everyone involved. And I was talking to Stella after a show a couple of weeks ago, and she told me that she did one of what I think is one of the most amazing feats in theatre that I've ever seen for the first time that day. And it's a thing that I call the bullet catch, and I've seen other people call it the same thing. I don't know what its official name is, but it's this moment in Hamilton where the person who is running the spotlight has to, from about 40 meters away, it might even be 50 and several stories up, focus a spotlight in on someone's hand that is moving across the stage, just their hand, and on a dark stage. So literally just light up one person's hand, and to hit it on an exact second. Like literally there is a click or a boom, and they have to at that second light up that person's hand, and just their hand. And I cannot imagine the precision that's involved to do that. And being told on a day, by the way, you're going to be doing this for the first time in front of an audience of a couple of thousand people, that was just a nerve-wracking moment, and I can imagine that being the case. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to celebrate this person, Stella. I wanted to celebrate her achievement that day by creating a puzzle, because as a puzzle creator, we often create things to celebrate and commemorate moments. So I created a puzzle called Bullet Catch, and this is that puzzle. So, some story about the puzzle. This is a puzzle that is broken into 9 scenes. There are more than 9, but what I've done is I've picked 9 moments from the musical, which are indicative of bullet movements in the piece. And the bullet in Hamilton is a character that is done pretty much purely with choreography. And the moment that I was talking about is in this scene in box 7. This is the difficult bullet catch from Act 1. For people who know the show, this is to represent the bullet catch from the back left of the stage that is done when Burr shoots Hamilton. Spoilers for something that happened in America 200 years ago, yeah, a long time ago. This is the what is a legacy moment from the same scene. This is the bullet spin with Lawrence is in South Carolina redefining bravery moment, which is also the bullet. This is from Philip's okay moment, where he's sent to meet someone who is going to eventually be his doom. So there's a whole heap of bullet movements. This is the bullet turning around during the I can't believe we're here with him moment. So these are indicative of bullet movements and the position of the bullet on the stage during that movement. And I put those movements, and then I made the whole thing resolve. So the rules of the puzzle. So bullet catch by Bremster. Normal Sudoku rules apply. In every box, in every row, and in every column, the digits 1 to 9 must be placed without repetition. Normal Sudoku rules. We've got normal killer rules, which is that in cages, digits must sum to the number in the top left corner of the cage. Digits cannot repeat within cages, although that's kind of redundant because every cage is fully isolated into a single box. We have normal arrow rules, which means the digits that are placed on an arrow must sum to the digit in that arrow's circle. So these 2 digits, the sum of those 2 digits will be there. The sum of those 2 digits will be there. We don't know what the digits on the arrow or the sum is, but that's the way arrows work. And there is a final rule in this puzzle, which is each box represents a scene. And the number of that scene, which is equivalent to the number of that box, must appear in the top row of that box. So scene 1 means that a 1 must appear up here. Scene 2 means 2 must appear up here. That's the rules for the puzzle. So I haven't looked at this one I created it probably about a week ago, and I haven't looked at it since then. So it's not a blind solve, but I'm definitely coming in having forgotten probably most of the main tricks. So let's give this a shot. Okay, so how do I want to start this? I'm going to start this by basically doing all the same numbers. You cannot put a 1 in an arrow circle because these can't sum to 1, so 1 must go in here. 2 must go in this 12 cage, so there must be a 2 in the 12 cage. Now, I can't put a 1 in the 12 cage because 1 is over here, and I cannot put 3 in the 12 cage because 3 must be over here. So there is, must have a 2, cannot have a 1, cannot have a 3. So the smallest digits I could put in here are 2, 4, which gets me to 6. So it has to be 2, 4, 6. This is a 2, 4, 6 cage. 3 here is possible because I could put 1 and 2 in there, I believe. So we've got 4 up here. We've got 5 up here, which I think is going to affect this 12 cage, because a 12 cage could only be made up with 1, 2, 3, which would be missing 6. 1, 2, 4, 5, which I can't use because I can't use a 5. 1, 2, 5, 6 has blown the total. 1, 3, 4, 5 has blown the total. So this has to be 1, 2, 3, 6 with 5 up here. So 6 is up here, which means this 11 cage is not 5, 6. But I'm not sure about anything else. 7 is up here. Yep, not sure. 8 is up here. 8 could be on the arrow if that was 9. Except I can't do that because 9 is up here. So this can't be the 8 because this would have to be 9. In fact, this 13 cage can't have a 7 or a 9 in it. So this is 5, 8, and this has to be the 8 because, and this the 5, which makes this the 3. And I've got some digits. Okay, so that's a good start. 8 now can't go in any of those, so 8 goes in here. Now, 9 in here means this, there's 3, I should have possibly looked at this before, though this I think might be the only 3-cell arrow. This has to be 6, 7, 8, or 9, because the minimum I can put on this arrow is 1, 2, 3, which is 6. But it can't be 9, because 9 has to be up here, and I can't put 9 on the arrow. So this is a 6, 7, or 8, which means there must be a 1 on this arrow, which means this 10 cage cannot be 9, 1, so there's no 9 in the 10 cage, that becomes the 9. So that's kind of cool. So this 14 cage now can't be 5, 9, it is 6, 8. Now, this 10 cage is not 1, 9. It is 2, 8, 3, 7, or 4, 6. I remember this is a trick that probably is a little tricky to spot for some people. And I'm going to come back to it because I just noticed something incredibly obvious that people are probably screaming at the screen about. This is a 9 cage that cannot have a 1 in it. So this is a 2, 3, 4. And I'm not sure where that's going to get me, but I'm now going to come back to this. So if this was a 6, this would be 1, 2, 3. But then this 10 cage, which has to have a low digit in it, or it wouldn't be fillable because 1 would be here, so I couldn't use 1, 9, which I can't use anyway. 2 would be here, so I can't use 2, 8. 3 would be here, so I can't use 3, 7. And 6 would be here, so I couldn't use 4, 6. So this can't be 6. If this is 7 and this is 1, 2, 4, I can't use 2, 8. This being 7 means I couldn't use 3, 7, and the 4 means I couldn't use 4, 6. This is actually an 8. Now, with 8, there are, what are the possibilities? 1, 2, 5, or 1, 3, 4. Now, if I go 1, 2, 5, 1, 2, 5 would mean I couldn't use 1, 9, I couldn't use 2, 8, I could use 3, 7, I could use 1, 2, 5, I could use 4, 6. If I go 1, 3, 4, I couldn't use 1, 9. I couldn't use 2, 8 because the 8 is there. 1, 3, 4. I couldn't use 3, 7. I couldn't use 4, 6. This has to be 1, 2, 5. No, 1, 2, 5. 1, 2, 5. So these are all 3, 4, 6, and 7. There's no 3 there. So this sums to 10 and this sums to the other 10, which I possibly could have done with math. So there's no 6 here. So there is a 6 in here, which means this is the 6. Okay. This is definitely a puzzle, which is one where people jump all over the place. It's possibly not my most elegant puzzle, but it was created fairly quickly just to be something fun. 6 has to be in one of those. Can I put 6 there? I could if that's an 8 or a 9. So what's the minimum this could be? Because I can't put 1, 2, 3, or 4 on this. This has to be 5, 6, 7. It has to be 5, 6, or 7. So this has to be 7, 8, or 9. Okay. Now, what can this be? By default, 2 arrows coming off a single circle can be 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9. Now, if this was 5, this would be 1, 2, 3, 4. And I think this 9 cage, this 9 cage would have no fill because that would leave 5, 6 as a minimum for here, which is 11. So there's no 5. In fact, it would leave 6, 7 because I've used 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I've probably got a similar constraint if I use 6 here. Because if I use 6 here, these become 1, 5, and 2, 4. So I've used 1, 2, 4, 5, and 6. So this would have to be 3, 7, which is too high. I can't use 6. I might be okay with 7. Because if I use 7... Well, maybe I can do it a different way. This would be 21 plus 9, which is 30. So these would sum to 15. Yeah, if this is 7, these would be 8 and 9. But I think that's okay. There might be a problem with 8. Because if this is 8, I couldn't put 4 on either of these arrows because it'd go 4, 4. So this would be 4 and 5. This would be 8. And what are the ways of making up 8? I could do 1, 7 and 2, 6. Oh, this isn't 5. So 5 is down here. So 5 is down here. Oh. I have a K. This is a 9. There are 2 cells. Wow. Talk about forgetting your own puzzle. This was actually the first clue I put in as just a gimme. You've got 2 arrow cells which have to sum to something, and I put a 9 cage on top of them. That right there is a 9. This is not a 9. I could start re-recording this video, but I'm not going to. So these have to sum to a 9. So they're either 1, 8, 2, 7. They can't be 3, 6. They could be 4, 5. They can't be 2, 7 because 7 is up here. So it's 1, 8. They can't be 3, 6, or they're 4, 5. So this is 1, 8, 4, or 5. But 5 is over here. It's not 4, 5. This is actually 1, 8 now. Oh man, talk about forgetting the gimme. There's no 1 over here, so this is a 2, 5 pair. This is a 1. I'm sorry, everyone. Hopefully you can laugh at it as much as I am, because I have no choice but to laugh or cry. 9 now can't go in any of those cells, and it can't go in any of those cells, so this is a 1, 9 pair. So what are these? These are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, and 8. Well, I can't put 8 over there. So this is a 3, 5, 7, and this is the 8. So this has to sum to us 8. So there's no 7 here. So this is 5 and 3 or 6 and 2. So there's no 4 there. 9 is now, well, I can't put 9 on an arrow. So 9 is in one of those two because I can't put 9 in a 9 cage or on an arrow that can't sum to more than 9. And it can't go there. So 9 is in one of those two. 8. This is an 8-9 pair. I can't put 8 here. If I put 8 here, it would be 1-8, and I can't do it. If I put 8 here, it would be 1-8, and I can't do it. So this is an 8-9 pair. So this is not 7, this is 8 or 9. Now this can't be 1-8 anymore. There's probably more going on that I'm not seeing though. So this can't sum to more than, this has a maximum. What's the minimum this can sum to? Could possibly still sum to 3. No, it can't sum to 3. I'll show you why. But this is 4, 5, or 7. So the reason this can't sum to 3 is if this is 3, this would be 1, 2, and I'd have to take 1, 2, 3, and both of these would become 6. So if this is 4, this is 1, 3, and it would be 1, 3, and these would be 2 and 6. Yeah, not seeing an inherent problem there. I remember this puzzle being a little bit easier. I've probably missed something, and that's okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 5, 6, and 7. So 7 must, I can take those out, but 7 must look down here now. So this is not 7. 7 isn't in here. 7 is in one of these. So this is either 7, 2 or 7, 1. These are 1, 2, 4, and 9. Well, I can't put 9 on the arrow. I can't put 1 there. So this is 2 or 4. 1 is in one of those two. One has to be over here because 1 is placed in these boxes. Can't put 1 here, can't put 1 here. I thought I made this easier. Oh well. Sorry. But it's an interesting puzzle. If it's fun to watch, that's what theatre's about, isn't it? Boy, have I forgotten what I'm doing. So 9 is in one of those two. If this is 4, 5, then these have to sum to 8. 1, 7, 2, 6. Can't use 3, 5. So these would be 1, 7 and 3, 6. So this would be a 2. That's if this is 8. I'm sure I've had something easier than this. 9 is in one of those two. That is 4, 6, or 9. It's not 9. This is 4 or 6. Because this is 4, 6, 7, 9 across here. And I can't put 9 or 7 in here. 1 is in here. Is it this arrow? I thought I'm really shining today. I thought it was easier to resolve this. Because 5, 6, and 5 and 6 must go down here. If this is 8, I could do 5, 3, 6, 2. That's a 189 triple. And that's a 189 triple. That doesn't seem... That just means I can't use it. But I've already got 1/8s and 9s placed in those boxes. So that's not it. Ah, come on. I feel like an idiot now. Seven has to go in here. Seven, 2 in here, or 7, 1 or 2 in here. What am I missing? So this has a minimum of 1. Well, this can't be 1, 3, because if this is 1, okay, it might be this, because if this is 1, 3, this would be 4, which I can't do. So if I don't put a 1 on this arrow, then 3, 5 would make this 8. And that might be possible. So 3, 5, 8 is possible, is the only thing I could do. And it would have to be no 3 there, no 5 there. So 5, 3, 8 would make that 6, that 6, that 8. Yeah, that works. But any other option puts a 1 on this arrow. Any other option puts a 1 on this arrow, and it can't be 1, 3. That makes that 6. Oh, makes that 6 and 2. Which make that 4 and 3. 2. I don't know. Oh, boy, oh boy. 8 can't go there, 8 can't go there, and 8 can't go there. And 8 can't go there. Where does 8 go in box 6? because 8 is seen by all of those. The pointing 8's there, see that, and the pointing 8's there, see this. This becomes an 8. This becomes a 3. There's no 3 here. That 8, 3 now means that there's no 3 in here. This is 1, 2, 6. There must be a 3 in here. This can't be a 4 anymore because this would have to be a 1, 3. So it's not a 4. And if this is a 5, this would have to be 1, 4. And it can't be. It can't be 1, 4 because 1 is here for the column. And it can't be 2, 3 because the 3 is here. This becomes a 7. And for a 7, I can't use 1, 6. I can't use 3, 4. So this has to be 2, 5, which takes 2 out of here. This becomes 1, 3, 6. 2 has to be up here. Now 2 and 2 are here, which means 2 is up here with 4. Three is down here, 2 is up here, 2 is up here with 4. I'm going to take those 7s out. Those are definitely confusing me. That 8, I missed that for way too long. So this is a triple, 1, 4, 9. And there's no 1 there. There's no 9 there. That's a 1, 4 pair. That's the 9. There's no 9 there, so that's the 9. Which means 9 is now in one of those, and I can't put 9 on an arrow, so that becomes the 9. Which means that is the 9, this is not the 9. 9 is now in one of those two, and I can't put 9 on the arrow. This becomes the 9. Right. Missed that 8 for way too long. Now there's this 1, 4, takes 4 out of there. Now this 7 means that's the 3. There's no 3 there. The 7 means that this is a 5 and this is a 2, so this is a 5. Now this 5, now I can't put 2, 3 on here, so there's no 2 on it, so this is the 4, this is the 1, this is the 2. Sorry everyone, I missed that for too long. 2 and 4 both come out of that. That becomes the 3, that becomes the 2, that becomes the 4. The 2 goes with the 6, which means this is a 5, 7 pair looking down. This 6, not sure. But let's do more stuff. These pencil marks were complete nonsense, although I know this can't be a 9 anymore. Actually, this 6 makes this an 8, which makes this a 6. So this is actually a triple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 1, 5, 7. So 1 and 5 would make this 6. That's not going to work. 1 and 7 would make this 8. And 5 and 7 blows the total. This is an 8. This is a 1, 7. That means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is a 3, 5. And I know the order. That makes this 7 and this 5. I just missed something. I mean, not really obvious, but it's something I should have seen clearer than I did. This 5 makes this 2 and this 5. That means there's no 5 there. Now, there's stuff I can clear out of here, surely. 3, 4, 6, and 7. Not really, but I can make that 7, which makes that 3, which means I can take 3 and 7 out of there. This becomes a 4, 6 pair. So this is the 7. The 4, 6 pair forms a 4, 6 pair there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now, these are 1, 3, 4, and 6. There's no 3 there. There's no 4 there. So this is a 1, 3, 6 triple. So this is the 4. 4 with 1 would make 5. 4 with 2 would make 6, which I can't do. And 4 with 6 would make 10. This is a 1. This is the 5. This is the 8. So there's no 1 in those. So this is a 2 because this is a 3, 6 pair. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is a 7. Now this 1 means this is the 4 and this is the 1. And now I've got these triples. So the 4, actually, 1 is now forced to be there, so I can take those out, and now I'm going to do these triples. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, and this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now we know those sum to 9, which I can do in every way. Hang on, can this still be 8? I don't know. I think there's a problem with that, but let's do more Sudokus. 6 and 3. This is not 6. I mean, it's kind of appropriate. This puzzle is turning out to be harder than I thought because it's about doing something incredibly difficult. This is not 4, so this is a 2, 6 pair, which means it's not a 1. In fact, this has to be the one in the box. So this is 2, 4, and 6. This is not a 2. This is not a 2. This is not a 6. So that is definitely moderately useless, except this 4, 6 means this is a triple. So 1, 2, 3, 7. There's no 7 there. This is the 7. So 2, 3. Okay, I've got to do something in here, I'm sure. So if this was an 8, these would be 8 plus 8 plus 8 is 24, 25, 25 plus 9 is 34, and that would have to be an 11. This is not an 8, this is a 9, this is an 8. So all of these have to sum to 9, which just works. There's no 7 there, so there's no 2 there. This is a 4, this is a 5. Should have done Sudoku, that would have simplified it. So there's no 5 in either of those, there's no 4 in either of those. The 7 makes this 6, which makes this 3, which makes this 2, which makes this 7. The 2 makes this a 3 and a 2. The 6 makes this a 4. This 8 makes this 1 and 8. The 1 looks up making this 9 and 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And I know the order. That's the 6 and that's the 5. The 6 makes that a 2, which makes this a 4, which makes this a 6, which makes this a 4, and this a 6. And now I just have to resolve these in the 12 cage at the top. The 2 makes this 6, so 4 and 2, and that completes the puzzle. It didn't take me over 60 minutes. I just forgot to reset my time after setting everything up to record. I hope you enjoy that puzzle. I'm sorry I got stuck in the middle. This was not designed to be too easy. As I said, it is a puzzle themed around difficulty, and it's possibly too hard for Stella to actually solve, and I apologize for that. But I hope that you find the puzzle entertaining. I hope you find the theme appropriate, and I hope you enjoy the puzzle that I made for you. And I hope that everyone else who isn't Stella finds this a really fun puzzle, because I really enjoyed creating it to commemorate what I thought was a very special moment. Thank you everyone for enjoying my puzzles. Thank you everyone who watches the channel and for indulging me in what I do. And as always, good luck with your solving.